My name is Dr. Kathleen Ralls, and I'm writing a book about female leadership. This book explores the intersection of unique female voice empowerment, of sport, and how leadership is protected by space and by choice. I was really inspired to write this book by women who just seem to be comfortable leading in their personal lives and in their professional lives. My perspective is unique because I've spent the last 20 years as a public educator and sports coach. As a high school history teacher, I worked really hard to welcome all voices in the classroom in a way that was comfortable for each student. And as a high school coach, I had the opportunity to watch my student athletes make great strides on the fields, on the track, and as individuals, whether as a student or in their personal lives. During my doctoral work, I had the opportunity to travel to Ethiopia to find out whether a group of girl runners felt they perceived greater voice empowerment because of their participation in sport. These academic and professional experiences inspired me to write this book. But despite these important leadership roles all throughout my professional and academic life, I feel that my observant and sometimes quiet leadership style is often overlooked by more typical, louder leadership. And I know I'm not alone. This book is full of unique stories from women who are thriving in Africa, in Europe, in the Middle East, and in the United States. By far, the coolest story that I share is actually about my college roommate, and her name is Lauren O'Malley. And Lauren is an American who lives in Northern Ireland. Several years ago, Lauren had the opportunity to be the base camp manager of an attempted summit of K2. And if you don't know anything about K2, K2 just happens to be the second highest mountain in the world. Lauren's job as base camp manager was basically to ensure that everybody survived. But unfortunately for Lauren, many of the male members of her expedition did not trust her judgment. And it wasn't actually until the end of the trip, when several of the men got very, very sick with altitude sickness, that she was able to step in and they finally trusted her leadership. My hope for this book is that it falls into the hands of anybody who leads a group and wants to find ways to create space for their friends, for their co-workers and family members, anybody who wants to lead. You will love this book, especially if you're a female or woman who, like me, has felt like your leadership and ideas are often outshone by others who may talk first, who may talk louder, who may talk longer than you. Don't get me wrong, this book is for the talkers too. This book is for those who are curious about challenging the status quo in leadership, especially if you've ever been an athlete. It's filled with personal accounts of women who demonstrate how to lead from the front, from the middle, and from the back. Newsflash, leadership can radiate from anybody who wants to make the world a better place. My name is Dr. Kathleen Ralls, and I'm the author of, take her word for it, Sports Cultivate World-Class Leaders.